Sydney FC will be aiming to record their first victory in Group H of the 2019 AFC Champions League as they welcome Shanghai SIPG to Jubilee Stadium this Wednesday night. The Sky Blues host the cashed-up Shanghai in a pivotal Asian Champions League game before swiftly turning their attention back to winning the A-League. But it's a Sydney FC who are bottom of the standings after the first two rounds, with a point earned in an opening day draw with Ulsan Hyundai FC, and they'll hope to maintain their impressive record at home here against Chinese sides. In 5 games in Australia against clubs from the Chinese Super League, Sydney FC have never lost, winning once against Guangzhou Evergrande and drawing 4 times. Shanghai SIPG, meanwhile, will also be looking for a morale-boosting win as they seek to bounce back from losing against Ulsan on match day 2, with Vitor Pereira's side also suffering a rare loss in the Chinese Super League on Saturday to add to the Portuguese coach's concerns. SIPG have reached the knockout rounds of the AFC Champions League in each of their 3 previous appearances in the Continental Championship, but have never won on any of their travels to Australia since debuting in the competition in 2016. It's a real case of the haves and the have-nots tonight. And here's a look then at the Sydney FC lineup. As I mentioned, Steve Corica making changes from the side that beat Melbourne Victory on Saturday night. Iranian striker Reza Gucenichad comes in for Alex Brosk up front. Dutchman Siem de Jong also appears in the starting 11, having been used as a substitute in the last 2 A-League games after returning from a 6-week injury break. Your match officials tonight, all from Iran. Ali Reza Fangani will take control of the whistle. And there's Hulk and Alex Wilkinson. Plenty of these players ahead of the game for Sydney, just saying how they're going to deal with the threat of Hulk and Oscar, who are the 2 big names in this Shanghai SIPG lineup. Their combined worth is, what, well over 200 million, more than a match for anyone. It's one change from their 1-0 defeat last time out in this competition. Number 28, Thirk Guan, coming in for Wan Shenhao on the right. It'd be interesting to see how they line up. Your comments on the 2 11s, PJ?
Well, both very, very competitive. Obviously dealing with domestic duties as well as Asian Champions League duties midweek. But again, we look at that strike force, particularly for Shanghai SIPG. Both teams with a solid bench as well, able to impact change positively by substitutions, which will obviously depend on how the game evolves, but there's good quality there as well. But obviously Akhmedov, for me, particularly with Shanghai SIPG, a very important player for them in the middle of the park. Steve Corica has spoken very positively in the press about the changes and the quality of depth that he does have in his squad, being able to maintain the same consistency of performances, particularly from the A-League in that win over Melbourne Victory. Well, Vitor Pereira, as you mentioned, not happy with the win. Making excuses already, Andy, on what can be a windy pitch, but it is very windy. And Pereira, whilst obviously has done an outstanding job with the team since he's been there, does come into that game after a disappointing loss in the Chinese Super League on the weekend. Siem de Jong, well, he is starting his first game since January, so he'll be looking for a real positive outing, the former Dutch international. As will that man, Oscar, looking at returning to Europe when his contract does expire at Shanghai SIPG. One player that really has stepped up and performed well, as have all the foreign imports for Shanghai SIPG as well, all very, very impressive. Hulk, the man in picture. No surprises where he does get his nickname from. Very, very mobile, not only a direct runner and a real physical presence, leading the line for Shanghai SIPG, but holds the ball up well, collaborates with his teammates exceptionally well. So some really intriguing one-on-one battles all over the park, particularly seeing how Alex Wilkinson is able to deal with the Hulk.
We're underway here at the Jubilee Stadium, this Group H encounter between Sydney FC and Shanghai SIPG. A must-win for the Sky Blues. Early touch for Oscar. Hulk out on that right-hand side. Michael Zulo is going to have a torrid time tonight. He actually spoke about it before the game, saying that Saying to bring it on the Hulk. Well, we'll see how he goes. Here is Zulu. He gets an early challenge from the Hulk.
That's exactly what he was alluding to, Andy. Again, really does emphasise the quality and intrigue of this competition. You mentioned about the disparity in salaries between the two teams. Oscars alone is more than what the entire salary cap for the entire A-League is. But it's all about 11 v 11 on the pitch at the moment. And Sydney FC will come into this game in reasonably confident fashion, even though they have started this Asian Champions League campaign a little bit disappointing.
O'Neill does really well. De Silva almost breaking through. Akhmedov. Ahead of him is Hulk on that right side. Yuhai. Oscar. Yuhai just outside him. Herguan, who's operating centrally in that back three. I think within the first 2 minutes we perhaps have seen the pattern of play, PJ.
Exactly. Sydney FC quite happy to defend high up the park, forcing Shanghai into giving the ball away cheaply.
Andrew Redman. For Reza. Adam Lafondra getting across. Reza Kuchanichad back in the side today. The Iranian Stars form hasn't been that impressive as Lu Wenchen comes forward. Outside of him is Oscar. Great tackle by Brandon O'Neill. Lafondra. Reza. De Silva ahead of him. Reza Kuchanichad. Tries to clip it to the far post. Only half cleared though. Oh, an opening goal from Siem de Jong. It took a deflection, but welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Sydney take a shot, a surprise 1-0 lead.
Well, Reza looked as though he actually took the wrong option. Question marks, looked as though he was potentially a yard or so offside. But when he cupped in here, looking for De Jong at that back post, it was under hit. But it wasn't dealt with that well defensively from the header. But De Jong just opened up his body, created a little bit of space. He took a chance. And fortunately, took a little deflection for him into the back of the net. Absolutely nothing the keeper can do on that occasion. Junling, we can see what a dreadful deflection it was. But 1-0.
Wow. Away again, Lafondra. Razor can't get there. O'Neill, here's Brillante. Suspicion of offside for De Silva. Lafondra. And just as we said, has the pattern of play being put down in front of us as a roadmap, then Sydney going to absolutely destroy it. And look at the confidence it's brought them.
There's good passage of play. There's Sydney FC. Combination play. Lafondra in particular getting behind the Shanghai defence. Higuan it was who did really, really well just to track him back and win the ball. It's Brillante, the challenge and Hogg. Both Brillante and his central midfield teammate Brandon O'Neill. Such important roles they play for the Sydney FC team. Real platform of defence. They're both very athletic, real box-to-box players that they do provide significant support defensively to allow Ryan Grant and Zullo to support in attack from their right and left fullback positions.
Zhang Wei continues his run. Lee Chung Yi. Out wide here is Oscar. Lu Wenjun in the area. Oscar's cross, headed by Grant. There's well playing by Andrew Redman. But just glimpses there of what Shanghai SIPG, and in particular Elkerson, can offer going forward.
I certainly can. Elkerson has proven very clearly how outstanding he has been in his career in China. This really is a very, very well-balanced team, Shanghai SIPG. Obviously, it's been a disappointing loss for them. Wu Lei is heading over to La Liga with Espanyol in January, so he is a big loss, but they seem to have accommodated that reasonably well. Any team will be lesser with a player of his quality not there, though.
Yep, top goal scorer last year. Oscar, Lu Wenjun wants it back. Elkerson in the area. Oscar.
Well, Steve Corica spoke about the qualities of Oscar as we have a look at the goal from De Jong. Wicked deflection. But again, you get the ball in dangerous areas and anything can happen. Sydney FC the beneficiary on that occasion.
On loan from Ajax is CM De Jong, former Newcastle United back in, what, 2014, 2017, but injuries haven't helped with his career. Zulo versus Hulk. We'll be saying that a lot tonight. Akhmedov. High. Smart run by Lu here. Just see that the corner flag's giving you the impression, well, and Ryan Grant's hair, to be fair, giving you the impression of what the wind is doing. Keep your eye on it as we get further into the night. Oscar's cross, looking for Hulk. Still Hulk for the equaliser. Andrew Redmond off his line and looking sharp.
Well, delightful ball in behind. Zulo's just completely misjudged that. So the ball just hanging in the wind and then dipped in. Zulo, dreadful defending on that occasion. Just a heavy touch there for Hulk as we look at Graham Arnold, the Socceroos coach.
Lafondra. Smartly done by Oscar. He's released Akhmedov here. Hulk to his right. Elkerson in the area. Zhang Wei wants it. Cleared by Carver. Oscar's a little through ball. Hasn't got going just yet, the Brazilian.
No, Oscar, he certainly does shoulder plenty of responsibility to be that creative fulcrum. So when he is on the ball, he's always looking for that incisive, dangerous pass. He really does require good movement from his teammates around him to provide him with those options.
Oscar and Hulk both have 47 caps for Brazil, a combined 23 goals for the national team. Akhmedov looking really strong. Elkerson at his heels once again. Brandon O'Neill. Useful ball to Reza. De Jong. Fondra and Reza Gachanich in useful positions here. Zulo. Wei Zhen with an interception. 10 minutes gone. Sydney FC leading Shanghai SIPG by 1-0. CM De Jong on the score sheet. Grant. Lafondra. Grant again. Needs support in the middle. But wins Sydney FC's first corner kick of the game.
Well, Ryan Grant doing what he does do best, surging down that right-hand touchline. Yu Hai it was who demonstrated good turn of pace as well. He gets in behind, but look how quickly Yu Hai is able to turn. Close him down.
Up comes Aaron Carver. Alex Wilkinson has also come up. 5 in the area here. Really crowding out Yan Junling here. Fondra goes to the back post. De Jong will move across and pick this up. It's good movement though by Sydney, causing some problems for Shanghai. Brillante.
Well, certainly fancy themselves, Sydney FC, from those set pieces. The likes of Calva, Wilkinson, De Jong, Brillante. Very strong, physical in the air.
Oscar. Hulk, still Hulk. He does himself there. De Jong, ahead of him, the Fondra. De Silva. High, smartly across. Liu Wenjian is on this near side.
Well, a little bit of immature play there by De Silva. It was an impressive counter-attack for Sydney FC. Options on the left and the right. Silva just with that heavy touch. Make sure they stick, make sure they count. A little bit of frustration there for Hulk.
Hulk with a smart turn. Shot fired in and only just wide.
That's an excellent attempt. That's a long way out. Let's get the ball out of his feet. Lee Chung-yi marginally past the post. Redmayne scurrying across to save.
De Jong. Fondra, super little flick. Zula losing out. Here comes Shanghai. Oscar. Oh, it's short for Ahmedov. Grant through. And a chance here for the Fondra. Well, I beg pardon, it was Reza Kuchanichat making a smart run down the right-hand channel.
Higuan again, outstanding defending. Higuan anticipating the danger. Followed Reza behind the defence.
Zula. Carver. De Silva. Grant. Just Reza and the Fondra up front. Here is Reza. Brillante. O'Neill looking for the run of Zulo. Zulo now with 3 to aim for. It's coming for Reza. If he had just darted to the near post, he would have got ahead of Yan Junling. It's good though from the home side.
It certainly is. There's that danger. Ryan Grant. Exquisite little pass. Higuan. Perfectly timed defending.
Akhmedov can't find Hulk. Means that Reza can come away with it. It's behind De Jong though. Ling Chong-yi across. Akhmedov. Oscar. Elkerson ahead of him. Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei continues his run. Oh, there's a real chance here now for Shanghai SIPG, and coming across was Alex Wilkinson.
There's Akhmedov on the ball. Have a little play into Oscar. Wilkinson comes scurrying across to dispossess him.
Clear by Lefondre as far as Akhmedov, but that's high and wide. 92 caps and 18 goals for Uzbekistan, including in the most recent Asian Cup. A super useful career in Russia before coming to China.
He's been an excellent player, obviously not only for Uzbekistan, but Shanghai SIPG as well. Real unsung hero of this team. Much of the limelight on the foreign players of Hulk and Oscar and Elkerson. Generally because they play a little bit further up the park and score a few more goals. But Akhmedov really does control that midfield area.
So Hulk has switched sides now. He's now on this near side up against Ryan Grant. Ling Chung-yi's long ball. It's on by Zhang Wei. Here Guan. Oscar with a golden opportunity to make it 1-1, and he lobs the ball over. Should have done so much better.
Well, basically clearance put Oscar in. He anticipated that ball in behind exceptionally well. He was under pressure by Wilkinson. Did have to get back very, very quickly. See, no one expecting that ball to pop in behind as it was. Wilkinson just did enough to put him under pressure.
Sydney got away with one there, PJ.
He certainly did.
Hulk. He's just going to give Hulk and/or Oscar the opportunity for a direct smack at goal here.
Well, Hulk, incredibly competent. Just shifting the ball the way that he did just then. Drawing the foul does provide them with a very, very good opportunity in a dangerous area. Bit of a distance out, but still the threat of a direct strike on goal from both of the players on the ball.
Hulk is going to shoot is the instruction from the sideline that we picked up. Quite the thunderbolt we saw in the CSL last week. Oscar can't keep that in. De Silva. Oh, he's done really well here. Lefondre on the right-hand side, giving him an option. De Jong. Overloaded this right-hand side of Sydney. Aaron Carver inside today. He's just 23 years of age, Aaron Carver. Zulo. See both Lefondre and Razor making useful runs in between both pairs of centre-backs and full-backs. Ryan Grant. A little bit loose from Brillante, but cleared by Calver. Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei being forced to play ever so deep. Elkerson's flick. Okay, 20 minutes gone, and you would have thought the side with the big budget were the home side. Given the way they've started, leading through a CM de Jong strike, a deflected strike, after just 2 minutes. And it set the platform wonderfully for the Sky Blues here tonight at the Jubilee Stadium. Tito Pereira with plenty to think about. 50 years of age now. Once was interviewed for the Everton job back in 2013. Lou. Oscar. Lou. Looking for Alkerson.
Elkinson, one player who is finding it a little bit difficult to get any time and space on the ball. Just see it whipped in. Was under pressure. It was good defending for Calva.
Oscar. Alkerson. Razor. Well, Razor Gichana-Jad has done exactly what what you want from your striker in that position.
No, exactly. He's done well. We have a look at this earlier challenge, though. Wilkerson slipping as he's gone to kick the ball. Brilliante has come sliding in. A little bit nasty for both players. Wilkerson coming off worse.
Uhai beaten. Oh, and then lashes out.
Uhai picking up a yellow card. Trying to explain to the referee that it was his first naughty challenge. Doesn't really get you too far these days. Silva was off and was past him. Actually quite a reasonably clever strategic foul if you want to look at it in that way.
Didn't hear. I wonder what language Reza Bakhani, the Iranian referee, said to Reza Gichana-Jad, the Iranian international. Right chance here for Akhmedov to move forward to Hulk. Outside of him is Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei with a useful run down the right, giving Hulk an option, but he goes towards the centre, aiming for Lu.
Continuing to probe Shanghai SIPG. On occasion, just trying to clip it. Inside, marginally overhit. Redmayne had space for him to be able to come out and fist or collect the ball as well, but he's just expecting a little bit more movement from his teammates in the box.
Hulk, Zhang Wei outside him, as is Akhmedov here. Both these teams with just one yellow card to their name. Wei Zhen for Shanghai and Michael Zulo for Sydney. Razor doing really well to win the foul and just allowing play to slow down. 25 gone. Are you a surprised man, PJ?
I think Sydney FC scoring an early goal probably be a little bit of a surprise for some. Benefit of a deflection. I think overall they've performed admirably. Saying that, Shanghai SOPG's certainly shown some glimpses of quality when they're venturing forward. Sydney FC have also had their couple of occasions where they've been able to get in behind that Shanghai SIPG defensive line. Higuan in particular really has been a tower of strength. Uhai also.
Zhang Wei. Oh, dear.
Calver doing well just to get in front of Elkerson, just drawing the foul. A very quick defensive line, Shanghai SOPG. They can enjoy playing reasonably high line, keep it compact with midfield. So they certainly do have the pace to be able to dart back track players who are making those runs.
Here's Oscar. Hulk has taken up a real centre-forward spot. Elkerson. Oh, and the equaliser. A well-worked goal. Lee Wen-jun with a glancing header. And the hard work through the Brazilian Oscar, meaning it was on a plate for Lu Wen-jun.
A lovely glancing header from Lu Wen-jun. Oscar just ducks inside. It's a perfectly timed run. Just uses the pace of the delivery, Wen-jun, just to guide it into that back post. Redmayne fully stretched. We'll see from this angle what a delightful little glancing header it was. Absolutely gorgeous finish.
Well, that's absolute class from Lu Wen-jun. 30 years of age. 6'1" of him. Grant took a gamble there. It didn't pay off. Oscar looking for Elkerson.
Well, Elkerson double-teamed on that occasion by both Calver and Wilkinson. Sees he drifts in between them, just getting sandwiched, and still almost managed to get something on it, because that was actually Wilkinson who got his ball onto the ball first, so it should have been a corner. Shanghai SOPG, as we see from those statistics, dominating in relation to those clear shots on goal. Sydney FC starting the game in a very positive fashion. Some decent opportunities and field position. As this half has evolved, it certainly has become a little bit more of an even contest, and Shanghai SOPG just starting to dominate their forays forward.
De Jong. How's the AFC competition treated in Australia, PJ?
Well, there's certainly interest. Look at, see, the most successful teams applying their trade on the regional stage. Certainly a level of interest. The midweek games always do make it a little bit more challenging for families to get down to attend midweek.
De Jong. Razor. Brillante. Josh Brillante to De Silva. Outside of him is Grant. Back to Brillante. I was hoping that Grant would have made a run. Here's Mickey Zulo. Lefondre trying to shield that. It's a chance of handball, and it's been given against Hurguan. Well, Adam Lefondre did everything right there as his centre forward. Made a complete nuisance of himself, and Reza Fergani, the Iranian referee, pointing to the spot.
Hurguan certainly cannot have too many complaints about that. He's got his arm up. It's clearly come off his arm. You can see by the reaction of Lefondre in particular. Quite sure what the Hogs expecting from his conversation with the referee. I'm sure that the outcome is not going to change.
Well, Yan Junling, one of the really good quality goalkeepers, the keeper for the Chinese national team. Here's Alfie, Adam Lafondra to make it 2-1. Oh, yes! Emphatic. And Sydney deserving their 2-1 lead with 32 minutes gone.
Well, no chances taken with that penalty. Lafondra picking his spot, hitting it hard and high into the roof of the net. So we have a look at the earlier penalty incident. Iguan, he's defending on Lafondra. Has his arm up, clearly come off his arm. How about that for a penalty? Absolutely drilling it straight down the middle, just right of middle. Taking no chances whatsoever.
So the arm in an unnatural position, you have to give the penalty. I mean, he was just looked like he was primed for a jump, and Lafondra's got in the way, and he's just trying to move his arm across to get that leverage. Left his arm there.
Certainly plenty of discussion around what is a handball, but the key there that certainly swayed the referee into awarding a penalty, as it was obviously clearly off the hand and certainly disrupted the natural trajectory of the ball. Sydney FC back into the lead. Still plenty of time to go in this half. We want to ensure that they do keep it very, very tight. Just the next 5 or so minutes. Ensure that they can continue with that momentum that they've just built by going that goal ahead.
Oscar. Dante losing out. Lou. Oscar. Holcomb Lou to aim for if he can get a cross away. 2 ahead of him. It's a superb delivery. Cleared by Wilkinson. Back in by Alkinson. De Jong across. Lafondra will get there. Oh, and he's strong, but too strong for the referee.
Lafondra certainly thinking that he didn't do anything wrong. 2 players coming here. It certainly does appear to be a pure shoulder-to-shoulder. Good strength.
Oh, meanwhile, at the other end, Hulk tries to get ahead there of De Jong. Still 4, 5 up here for SIPG. Oscar's at the far post and his shot wide.
Well, that is a much, much better opportunity than what it actually appeared there for Oscar. Boy, just clipped to that back post. Holker was, who was just in front of him. He may have just basically ruined his eyesight on the ball. Vitor Pereira, plenty going through his mind at the moment. The fact that they're necessarily down 2-1, the fact that they have conceded 2 goals in such an early fashion in this game.
Well, 1 deflected goal and 1 penalty that is debatable.
No, exactly, but again, lessons learnt there is you get the ball in dangerous areas, whilst it might be such an articulate chance or opportunity, things can happen.
Agmadal. Ahead of him is Zhang Wei. Corner number 2 for Shanghai SIPG, the Red Eagles. penalty, by the way, by Adam Lafondra. Hulk's corner kick punched by Redmayne. Akhmedov. Hulk. Higuain. Oh! The equaliser for Yuhai! Well, the central defenders stayed up. Higuain was there, but Yuhai stole into the near post area. And we are back level here at the Jubilee Stadium.
Well, what a game we have for us this evening. 4 goals already. Hulk with the initial short corner. A bit of trickery, just clips it in, and Yuhai at that near post, completely unmarked. There's dreadful defending from Sydney FC, and see how clear that is for Yuhai. Sydney FC opting not to have anyone on the post, but they did step up when the ball was played short to maintain that defensive line. Yuhai has just ghosted to a critically dangerous area, and it's a clever little glancing header finish again. Clip delivery by Oscar for their first goal and Hulk for their second. Certainly creating danger for Sydney FC defensively. Steve Corica will be furious with his side's inability to defend appropriately from that set piece.
And credit too to the ball from Hulk. Sums it up nicely, doesn't it, for Steve Corica? Because he's watching here, TM Dion coming off, which PJ.
He's had a torrid time, just to say a little bit of a knock. See how he does recover. They seem to be running reasonably okay.
Lafondra, still Adam Lafondra. Oh, goodness! Another deflected effort, goal bound, hitting the post. Lafondra doing superbly well.
Lafondra again darting in behind, collecting the ball. He is well marked again. Provided very little room in which to move, but as he's clipped back inside, just takes a deflection off De Silva onto the post. We'll see how well Lafondra does do here as he cuts back inside. Again, almost the second deflected goal for Sydney FC this evening.
This is one entertaining game of football. TM Dion giving the host the lead after 2 minutes. Liu Wen-jun with a glancing header just before the half-an-hour mark. Adam Lafondra with a blazer of the penalty in 32 minutes, and then Yuhai's glancing header at the near post means we have 4 goals here at the Jubilee Stadium. This Group H encounter, which is a must-win for the Sky Blues. Indeed. Conversely, if Shanghai SIPG win this, then top of the group is theirs. Hulk. Tulo versus Hulk, I think. Tulo's coming out on top. De Jong is not running freely. De Silva. Brillante in the useful position. De Silva. Brillante. Razor has made a good run to Lafondra. Well, with this right foot this time. Wonderful.
That's a brilliant opportunity for De Jong to see how the ball does fall for him on this occasion. just takes it very, very quickly, aiming to guide it just inside the post. Lovely technique, good pace as well.
Hulk. Elkerson with a useful run. Oscar. 3 Brazilians up front. Hulk with time and space to make it 3-2. Being too smart. Back in by Lou. Grant gives away the free kick. Yellow card for Wei Wenjun.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision from the referee. Wei Wenjun does come in late. Here's that early opportunity for Hulk. You can see what he's trying to do, just clip it in. Have a Redmayne defending from Calver to sweep up the back post. But Ryan Grant, this is where the whistle's gone. It is a late, naughty challenge. Ryan Grant almost reacting.
Another test for that Sydney FC defence. They've been caught short twice now from glancing headers. Oscar with an assist already in this game. Higuan, the obvious target. Yu Hai also up front. Oh, it's another useful free kick and a great delivery.
Dangerous delivery again. Good height, good pace. Just requires another glancing header. Good movement in the box as well. Redmayne under pressure to ensure it doesn't creep into that back post.
Oscar. Backled off. There's a real chance for Hulk. Nice. Oscar now playing centre forward, as is Elkerson. Here's Hulk. He'll look to find a shooting position. Elkerson trying to steal in. He's onside here, Elkerson. Well, it's the right decision. I think it was onside.
SOPG really starting to carve open some dangerous opportunities now. Looks lovely execution as he just swivels and takes that.
Short hit. Oscar. Oscar doesn't get past De Jong. But Hugh Hyde still forward. Oh, he's making his way back now. Louis Elkerson.
Redmayne with a good save. One play, he's feeling a little bit challenging this evening to force his way into play. So he hasn't been able to find the space that he desires.
Yu Hai. Grant. De Silva, Brillante. 0-0. De Silva. Grant has made a lovely run here. Lafondra just has Razor to aim for. De Silva. Useful from Sydney. Oscar, Hulk, Zulu across.
Oh, Zulu did exceptionally well there, just to sneak in on Hulk.
Acres of space for Alkerson if he picks this up here. Grant making his way back. Oscar's just at the penalty spot. He's coming short now. No one else up. Oscar. Alkerson. Zhang Wei calling for it, as is Liu, the goal scorer. Razor. Might get to Zulu, yeah. Nice bit of action then, off the half. And what an entertaining game of football. Everybody's played their part, right from the goal scorers to the referee. Siem de Jong giving Sydney the lead after just 2 minutes. Liu Wenjun equalising after 27 with a glancing header before Adam Lafondra scored from the penalty spot after Hu Guan had handled, and then Yu Hai with a header at the near post. Means it's 1 apiece. It's also a Sydney side who have hit the post as well through a De Silva deflected effort. What a game we've got for you! Second half on the way. And what a game. What a game we've had so far. Sydney 2, Shanghai SIPG 2. Both sides intent on attacking. Sydney FC taking the lead through Siem de Jong after just 2 minutes. A deflected left foot drive from the edge of the area. Oscar then missed a one-on-one, lifting it too high before Liu Wei-Zhen got on the end of an Oscar cross, a glancing header. Adam Lafondra then scored a rasper of a penalty after Hu Guan was adjudged to have handled more with his elbow. And then with 8 minutes remaining of the first half, Yu Hai getting on the end of Hulk's cross rather, to deflect home a header from the near post. It means it's very much game on here. Elsewhere, Ulsan Hyundai and Kawasaki Frontale all set to kick off in the other game in Group H. But as it stands in the live league table, Shanghai SIPG will go top on 5 points. Grant. No changes at half-time, just a run through of the sides for you. For Sydney, Rayman in goal, Zulu, Calver, Wilkinson and Grant forming the back four. De Silva and De Jong on the wings for Sydney. Anil Brillante operating in centre midfield, and up front, Adam Lafondra and Reza Gachenajad. For Shanghai SIPG, Yu Hai Wei-Zhen, Hu Guan at the back. Liu Wenjun, Oscar Lin Chong-Yai, Akhmedov and Zhang Wei, 5 across the middle. And Alkerson and Hulk up front. De Jong. Lafondra waits for it, near post. Both over the head of he and Reza Gachenajad.
Well, De Silva found himself in a very good position, just overhitting his cross. It's good build-up play. Silva certainly found his way into the game as that first half progressed. Very clever player on the ball, likes to play between the lines. Very clever little passes round the corners, round the defenders.
Alkerson. Here's Akhmedov. Carver and Strong, he used his elbow.
It certainly did seem as though it ricocheted up after his challenge and hit his hand.
That was the same sort of manner that saw Hu Guan penalised for the penalty.
Well, exactly there we see that's certainly a handball.
Hulk. Akhmedov is to his left, making the run is Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei has Elkerson to aim for near post. Oh, it's flicked over the head. On the edge of the area, Oscar's fired shot is just wide.
What's the quality of Hulk's little pass there as he picks it up? Lovely piece of skill, but he just lays it beautifully. The weighting of the pass just allows Zhang Wei to just be able to charge onto it and clip it in. Oscar going close.
A wonderful half-time show with the lion dancers out in full effect. Nice little tribute there to the Chinese team. Presumably at half-time in the reverse game they'll have a barbecue and a few strips on, will they?
That's one of your better stereotypes there, Andy Penders. But yeah, that sounds quite pleasant, to be fair. Had a great one of those on the weekend, to be brutally honest about it.
Thanks for your brutal honesty there.
Pleasure.
Brillante losing out. Okay, what's the second half how's it gonna pan out here, PJ?
Well, the first half was absolutely superb. Plenty of goal-mouth action, 4 goals. It certainly ebbed and flowed brilliantly. Spectators relishing in that first half performance from both teams. Second half seems to be much the same.
Oscar outside of him to his right is Hulk. Still Hulk. Akhmedov comes short. Hulk has Elkerson far post. He's going alone here, Hulk, and looks for the penalty. Excellent defending from Sydney as Adam Lefondre is on his bike.
Really has been a remarkable spectacle this evening. Both teams playing very proactive football. Certainly on task this evening. Reza Fagani is having a busy evening. So it's hard to see where the contact was made, and there wasn't. Hulk going to ground way too easily on that occasion.
Louis. Losing a lovely run here, and Redmayne comes across. So Pereira won the Premier Liga with Porto as a manager twice. Assistant manager with Andre Villas-Boas, of course, back in 2010.
He's done a wonderful job. Took over as head coach following VB's resignation at the end of 2017. Their first ever trophy last season, the Chinese Super League, breaking Evergrande's monopoly on the competition. Andre, real live wire up top. Good energy about his performances.
Zhang Wei. Still Zhang Wei.
Well, that was a much better opportunity. What he demonstrated there was through on goal on the edge of the 18-yard box. It just fell for him brilliantly as he forced his way in there. Zorlade trying to play catch-up. He was too far away defensively. He should have done much better.
Zulo. That's a great ball forward. De Silva. De Jong. Still De Jong, a deflection, and it's corner number 2 for Sydney.
Well, De Silva again finding himself in space between the lines. De Jong drifting into that wide area. You see a wicked deflection, forcing it out for a corner.
You want a handball?
Certainly sure there would have been a few appeals if that was in the box.
Mickey Zulo. There's Aaron Carver up. Wilkinson's joined him. De Jong. Oh, then does well. Goes down, wins the free kick. Great run by Alfie. Ooh, he bent his run really well, but just offside. They're playing a lot deeper now, our Shanghai SIPG. Without the ball, they have 5 at the back.
Yes, they're certainly keeping it defensively very solid, but then do venture forward in those wide areas in attack. It's great energy and pace. Very fluid defensive line.
You high. Looks like Palarecha's gone left back.
It does look as though he has. Brandon O'Neill was certainly sitting in that position. Zulo was off prior to the substitution being made. Looks as though he has slotted back into his central midfield with Retra out on this left-hand side.
There is Palarecha. So Ninkovic taking up quite a central role at the moment. We'll come to this near side. Palarecha.
Well, Hulk doing really well. Retra just to sneak in. Draws the foul. Retra just with a heavy touch. Hulk certainly doesn't shirk his defensive responsibilities. Really big foul differential. 4 fouls for Sydney to Shanghai's 5. Starting to get a little bit tasty, some of the challenges. Real desire from both teams to go on and win this game.
Razor. Suggesting that he was brought down by Hurguan. O'Neill. Retra. Alfie wants a 1-2. Ninkovic in the area. Here is Ninkovic, almost through to Lafondra. One back brilliantly. Ninkovic for Razor. De Silva gets there. Really good passage of play here for Sydney. Brillante. De Silva. Intercepted by Akhmedov. Here's Hulk. Brilliant from Calver once again. Ninkovic.
Nice passage of play for Sydney FC. Just retaining the ball, continuing to recycle it. Really is a nice pitch. Good run of the ball. The team's just whizzing the ball along. draw, not really that impressive for either team.
Palaretra. Linkovic aiming for handball. Perhaps. There would have been edge of the box. Here's Hulk. Still things to be put in perspective. Hulk earns, what, 15 times the amount of the entire Sydney FC team a week?
Certainly something along that multiply, yes.
De Silva linking up. Linkovic! Whoa! Sydney knocking on the door.
Fell absolutely brilliantly for him. Linkovic just coming on off the bench. Lovely little layoff there by Reza. Linkovic from that position should and generally does do better. He appreciates what an outstanding opportunity it was. Zulu frustrated.
Well, he hurt himself by trying to kick someone else. It was a strange one. Higuain with a bit of a problem here. I don't know if he'll be able to carry on.
No, he's sort of...
How would you assess Steve Corica's first year in charge, then appointed, what, last May?
I think he's done well in the hunt for the A-League. He's in second position at the moment, behind Perth Glory, who have had a real remarkable season.
Those two meet up very, very soon indeed in the A-League.
They certainly do. It'll be a enterprising encounter. Obviously, I have a very soft spot for Perth Glory.
You can tell us about it one day. Again?
Again. I'll drop you an email.
Here's Grant. De Silva won't get there. But they're forcing some mistakes here at Sydney. Now, sort of in that period of the game where mistakes will start creeping in, players are starting to get tired, so it's gone off the boil in the last 5 minutes. A couple of substitutions. What have Sydney got up their sleeves? Here's De Silva. Grant wants it, he's got it. Razor's made a useful run. Here's Alfie. Linkovic gets there. Back to Palaretra.
Yeah, it's an element of Sydney FC's game that they want to maintain that intensity. They are the home team. We generally don't look at form of different domestic opponents. The Chinese team have generally not travelled well against Sydney FC. Kai Hukong will be coming on. Absolute battering ram in the middle of the park.
Well, that's just in response to what Sydney have been doing, because Choi Koi Kang is a real battler.
Well, he certainly is, just to come on, just try and provide a little bit more stability, a little bit more fight in the middle of the park. Sydney FC just starting to get a little bit more of a stranglehold on this game, particularly in those midfield areas. Brandon O'Neill and Brilliante, and De Silva, who's drifting into space and picking up the ball in dangerous areas.
Chang Wei. Up against Palaretra, who isn't a natural left back because he's all right-footed.
He's certainly slotting in there to do a job. Just giving the ball away a bit cheaply for a corner.
Not all of the away fans travelling from China. Some look, whoa, Elkinson. Some of the local Chinese also here. Let's hope they get along and support some more local football.
That's a good little crowd actually for a midweek.
Is it? You got Hulk, Oscar, two superstars of the world game. I put it to you, this should be packed.
No, I agree. Agree completely. Agree completely. Midweek, as you've mentioned, it's a little bit more challenging for families to get down to the game. Die-hard fans certainly making their way to Jubilee Oval.
Well, Fu Huan is a ready replacement here for Higuan.
Higuan, he's had a good game actually. Yeah. Fondre certainly kept him on his toes with his darting runs in behind. Yu Hai has also been impressive at the back. Both players with tremendous pace, which allows them to get out of trouble defensively. As we enter the final 15 minutes of regular time, we do suspect that Sydney FC just have a little bit more about them to go and chase down that elusive winner.
Well, that's what Kui is all about. De Silva, Razor darting into the area. De Silva with a turn. Yu Hai comes away with it, but look at the numbers and the energy being shown by the Sky Blues. 15 left. This intensity that we were just referring to for Sydney FC, just continuing to aim to defend high up the park, force Shanghai and potentially making some risky passes. There's Fu Huan, and I think they want to make the substitution, which is why they kicked it out, but football doesn't work like that. Ian Walker, goalkeeping coach, been there for so long.
Yeah, hasn't he? Caught up with him in Shanghai, loving his time there.
He's been in these Fox Sports studios a few times as well.
Yeah, great insight, not only into the game from his playing career, but his post-playing career on the coaching bench in China. Seen the growth of Chinese football. A strange situation there, the ball being passed out. Are Shanghai SIPG expecting Sydney FC to give them the ball back? Certainly, pretty sure they are.
Now, 2 players are out.
Akhmedov won't be able to carry on. It's given Victor Pereira a bit of a headache. He's set to bring on Zhang Yi. There's Zhang Yi, 25 years of age.
Well, that was certainly a handball. Strange technique from Elkerson. Very strange. Questions about that being a free kick.
Be easy for Redmond. Interesting to see Lu Wenjun taking up a more central role. That's the way he got his opening goal. Here's Alfie. Razor with his hand up, he wants it. Does Razor Kuchani that? Razor trying to pull that trigger. Good save by Jin Lung.
For Yan Junling, decent save, but good ball in from Lafondra. Razor does well just to try and create that space for himself. Pulls it onto his left foot, just can't get enough power.
We're always seeing signs of this Lafondra-Razor partnership starting to blossom into life in the A-League. It starts to get going and then just splutters. But they're certainly working hard at it. Lafondra again chasing down on Wei Xin. 10+ minutes to go. It's been a cracker here at the Jubilee Stadium. Will we get a winner? Razor, Ninkovic, Retra. Retra's all right foot. Cleared by Kui. Elkerson.
Certainly a bit more zest in Sydney FC's performance as we get into the latter stages of this second half.
Nice from Ninkovic. Retra.
Kai Ho Kung, as we see, just sitting in that midfield area. Sydney FC looking at getting plenty of bodies forward into those advanced areas. They certainly need to be careful of the counter-attack and the threat of Shanghai SYPG. Oscar and Hogg certainly starved of possession in this second half. There's that pace of that Shanghai SIPG defensive line. Dovet was supporting from his midfield position. Get the feeling there's going to be a decent opportunity for both teams in the remaining stages of this half. Sydney FC certainly not taking any chances defensively. Maintaining a really robust
game that they're out. Alex Brock's to come on for some firepower.
Exactly, they're maintaining a really strong, robust back four defensive line. Brilliante and O'Neill just sitting in front of them. See it set up quite clearly as a 4-2-3-1 from that formation.
Well, De Silva's coming off. That means the front three then of Lafondra, Razor Kuchanajad and Alex Brosk.
Well, De Silva's had a decent game. I think he's found himself in some dangerous areas. Real creative player, technically very competent. Did well in finding space in congested areas. Brosk come on, provide a different role. He'll sit very much up top.
Ninkovic. Retro's made a useful run. Here he is. Well, Razor's put in a real shift, hasn't he, tonight?
Yeah, I think the work rate actually from that forward line for Sydney FC has been very good.
O'Neill trying to bustle his way through.
There's a good variety in their attack. So we see Sydney FC looking to win the ball back early again. Well, for Shanghai SIPG, they just want to get the ball and retain the ball. They need to keep possession, giving the ball away cheaply, forcing themselves under immense pressure. It's a nice variation to defend a little bit further at the park, make it more difficult for Sydney FC to venture into their half. really good variation defensively. So often when you feel that you're under pressure, you just want to sit a little bit deeper, get your shape, keep it compact, and allow the pressure to come onto you.
Adam Lafondra as Reza Kuchanic bursting into the area. Reza should have scored the follow-up hit! The substitute with his first time, Josh Brosk on the score sheet! Sydney is sky blue! They lead by 3 goals to 2.
Well, absolute jubilation at Jubilee Oval. Fondre with a clever little pass. Reza is onside. He really should have buried that opportunity. He gets it down. It is well read there by Young Jun Ling in goals. But Alex Brosk with the follow-up. Almost missed it. He's fumbled that into the back of the net. We'll see how close this was to not going in.
Wow!
Well, it was in many ways an absolute must-win for Sydney FC coming into this game, sitting bottom of the group on only 1 point with a loss and a draw. And the longer this game has gone on, you have felt that they were the team that was going to score that elusive potential winner, and they're in the driving seat right now.
But they're winning the free kick in the useful position. Wow, what an introduction from Broski.
It's a disappointing effort, beat that first defender. They should have done much better with that. I want to ensure that they maintain the pressure. Shanghai SIPG now.
Brosk. Ninkovic. O'Neill. Ross can't get there. Adam Lafondra. Looking for Brosk. Ninkovic! What, quick, what an interception. Wow.
Difficult to see where that foul is. Ryan Grant's the player in possession. He's good upper body strength using his shoulder. Just see as he comes across the goal here. That is a shoulder to shoulder. I would be a dreadful referee by the fair.
He's done so well tonight as Andy Razor for Garney.
Play on. Nothing wrong with it.
Bet you can't get there.
Well, desperation stages for Shanghai SIPG now.
Elkerson near post. Calvert been brilliant tonight. Brosk up against, or does well up against Oscar. Here come Sydney. That ball almost through to Brillant. Got to be careful not to get too carried away here, Sydney. Lafondra. Oh, Lafondra, that's brilliant. Ling out well.
Yeah, clever play from Lafondra. Excellent goalkeeping as well by Young Jun Ling. Acting as a sweeper, read it absolutely perfectly. Good clearance from his distribution as well, forcing Ryan Grant into heading the ball out. Shanghai back in possession. Sydney FC will just want to be very composed, very mature in their performance as they aim to roll out the remaining minutes in this second half. Keep possession, keep recycling the ball, fairly risk-averse in your approach, and look to work the ball down into your opponent's half and keep possession down there.
Two plus added time. Oh, it's massive for Sydney FC, this. They're on a real tear at the moment. Oscar. Elkerson outside him. Hulk wants it. Still Oscar. Here's Elkerson. Oh, wow. Just wow. Shanghai SIPG equalise with just over a minute left.
Up until that point, Elkerson had a very, very quiet game. We see what a dreadful error it was defensively. Brilliante just giving the ball away cheaply. But it's the quality of Elkerson. He's had minimal opportunities in this game. He worked very hard, making that run round Oscar, and then just picked his spot in the roof of the net. Awesome finish. Brilliante would be furious with himself. Getting that ball away very cheaply. It was good defending and tenacious defending from Shanghai SIPG to dispossess him. There's the man in question. He's had a very, very good game as well. Absolute gut-wrenching for him personally and for Sydney FC. As though they'd done enough to go on and win the game. 5 minutes still to go. Good time for opportunities.
Good.
I almost don't want this game to end. We should have extra time in the group stage. This has been a enthralling game. Absolutely loved it from a pure entertainment spectacle.
Ninkovic 4 up here for Sydney. Still Ninkovic.
They did well to get in that position, but wrong decision at Lafondre, just on that left-hand side. He was in space, in a better position, a little bit better balanced to be able to have a better strike on goal.
Sydney score, Shanghai level. Sydney score, Shanghai level. Sydney score. Is there going to be a twist in this game? What's he going to look at? The defensive problems? Obviously, they've scored 3, but poor Brilliante.
It's basically just an error, individual, and then absolute quality with the finish.
Boss might get there. Lafondre, Grant, Brosk near post. Razor will not get there ahead of Junling.
Frustration there from Reza. As soon as this ball comes in, a bit of manhandling from both players.
Grant, Broska's making himself available. Elkerson.
There's the man of the moment. Elkerson had a very quiet game, but demonstrating absolute quality on the finish.
Lou
It certainly looked as though that should have been a corner kick. Oscar perplexed by the referee's decision.
It's been kind of quiet in this second half as Oscar, but he'll point to the 2 assists that he's had in this game and say, yeah.
Well, they've really had to grind it out in this second half, Shanghai SIPG. They've had to dig deep, and they have. And they needed some quality. They got it from Elkerson.
Lefondre here. Brosk wants it. Oh, Lefondre can't. Retro. Grant is on the far side. Brosk. Alfie. Ooh. Clever idea. Palaretra. Lefondre will dart to the near post. Palaretra.
I did well just to evade the defenders and drift inside, unbalanced to be able to generate enough power from his strike.
I want to call the man of the match. Too late for that, Peach. Football was the winner. And
certainly was. What an awesome spectacle. It really was an incredibly entertaining game. Loved it.
4 goals in the first half, 2 apiece. Siem de Jong and Alan Lefondre on the score sheet for the home side. Lu Wen-jun and Yu Hai scoring for Shanghai SIPG. And then with 5 minutes remaining, we thought that Alex Bross, the substitute, would give Sydney FC all 3 points, but Elkerson, a left-footed strike following a nice through ball from Elkerson, means that Steve Corica and Vitor Pereira have a share of the spoils here. Wondering how useful or how disappointing that point will be for the Sky Blues. What a game. It's been fabulous stuff from the Jubilee Stadium. Sydney FC 3, Shanghai SIPG 3.
Many thanks to your commentary team of Andy Penders and PJ Roberts. Well, it looked for all the world like Sydney FC would pick up their first win of the tournament in front of their home fans at the Jubilee Oval. But Elkerson put paid to that idea, ensuring Shanghai SIPG leaves Sydney with a point. We'll take a look back at all 6 goals after the break.